We're ready. They've been waiting for a while now, I think, going through that lower bracket. I think Nameless was ready a little bit quicker than Flying Nunchuk in their side of the bracket.
Well, ready, raring and going. While that is said, the Nameless itself facing off, but Ocelon, it's up there. If anybody's wondering, the three magical dots is an eclipse. It is Rix Ronde. He's already trying to start up. J-Wolf drops it down and suddenly Domain backs away. Oh, what a field filled with quality. And there's Rix once more. 30 seconds already gone. The Nuns themselves flying around quite well as J-Wolf's right up, attacking right down the field. No double. Ocelon misses. And it is Domain just waiting patiently while the attack agresses further.
Oh, attack, make that a goal because J-Wolves get number one right here as a good shot. First from Al Dente, hits the top bar, but it just lingered around there. J-Wolves able to put it in for the 1-0 lead.
Simple as it gets on terms. The Nameless side struggling here. Former, of course, teammates Rix Ronde and Ocelon back in method a long time ago. Our whistling days have gone by, but it will be Domain. Who's in Team Vertex, didn't have a good season, but J-Wolf's former flipside tactics man after my own heart. Al Dente though, trying to force it through. All these players a long time ago used to be maybe the greats. Not anymore. The new dog showing the blocks, but here the legends themselves battling out as Rix Ronde has an attempt on target. Was closer to the wall. Maybe he's a builder at this current juncture. It's Domain beaten. 90 seconds gone. 1-0.
And the game kind of slowing down, and it's interesting you talk about old teammates because Rix actually beating out Burrito B earlier on in the tournament. I think the duo that's been standing longest before they actually split up in the Rocket League scene, but a great pass there by J-Wolves, almost finding Al Dente, which would have doubled the lead, but it's not there yet. But Nameless has to watch out here. They're under tons of pressure, and it just feels like that second goal is looming in the air.
Oh, here it comes with Ocelon, shot wide. Rix straight across off the 50. Al Dente can only smooch the ball forward as Ocelon to Domain. Nice little bit of link-up passing plays. We haven't seen much of that, at least from my own series that we've been casting. The last series was on point, and as Al Dente tries to ram right through. Sadly, the ramification has gone against them. It's Domain right down to the middle to Ocelon. Rix has made a demo, wide open gap, and say goodbye to goal number 2.
I really thought it was going to come there, Danny, but that was some great defense in the demos, both from Rixie and then on to Rixie, making a difference. Rixie going for the demo right there again, forcing Al Dente to jump, but he's still in goal. So they will live to fight another day, this flying squad. But Rix now, woohoo, Al Dente just in time.
There's Ocelon circling back as the Predators. The Flying Nunchunks is there. Might need a prayer or two to get out of the little sandwich so that the hole has been filled as Domain tries to fill up on another attack. There comes Rix over to Domain, but the pass from J-Wolves cuts that one out, and it's Reddam trying to force. Well, this unfortunately Nameless side back again as Al Dente. Crossfield passing play is not quite working out, but it's Domain who cuts out by J-Wolves there, being matched blow for blow when you can only ask when is the next goal going to happen? Is it going to be by Al Dente? Typical, but no.
The backboard defense on both teams very much on point. Every single time you think something's going to happen, there's one person too many sitting on the backboard able to defend it. Both teams really on the back foot because this game is going up and down, left and right, and there's no calling out who's going to take it.
No calling out. Well, there comes Rix, sadly beaten off to the ball. Reddam, he was in the All-Stars. In terms of the rising star, one of the maybe all-times great, of course, Rocket Baguette runs that tournament. How good it was, had a great showing in that tournament, stepping up to a bigger stage. front of a bigger crowd. Maybe he can deliver, but it's Ocelot over to Domain. A passing play, 1-2-1, back off to the backboard. The stacking of the options. Rick's Ronde, but it's J-Wolves passing it through the side. Domain through the middle.
Oh,
Rick's Ronde!
Brings it back, but what a way. That went off the backboard, and this time a beautiful quick read, just jumping up once, keeping that flip, completely changing the direction of the ball. Unreadable and unimaginably great by Riggs.
Triple trouble got eliminated into the bracket. That's a veteran quality player. 5 teams plus in the RLRs. I hope you made the right decision, because Rick's here to show why he is one of the best, and that will get his team back into the lead potentially. They'll need another goal for that to occur, but OT will be sweet as Jay will try to outplay Rick's. Not going to happen. There is another little trouble into the middle. Al Dente, the salvage maybe in a counter-attack option. Not this time around. Domain with a shot. Jay will with the save. Tantalising with the old rule one. Keep the ball up at all costs from SERP, where all the legends are born, as Rick's Ronde into the middle. Not going to happen again, as Oslo certainly essentially in the vibrations tickling that one across. OT in game 1.
Oh, but that was also close. That miss from Al Dente. I thought it was done when Domain got that angle, but it was just a bit too weak. Allowed the defense to get back and get rid of that ball once more. And the fact that the ball stayed up for so long, I was glad you were doing the talking, because I was holding my breath, Danny. And I think I will be for a longer while, because this is looking like it's going to be 1-10 overtime.
Tense? Nervous? Well, I'm not, but there's 6 players shaking in their boots. As Ocelot tries to dribble. Not the case this time around. The triple eclipse of Rick's Ronde special. Oh, that wasn't going in at all, Joessi. There's no point in getting that one hyped up. As it is, Ramadan taking across over to Al Dente, maybe something more scintillating to get the tonsils tickling, as I keep on saying. But again, these two teams matching the defence, well brought out. But Rick's Ronde's very peculiar back pass. Lowe's also on the former teammate to work up a bit of magic this time.
Well, the team's really looking for a demo every single time the ball is only slightly upfield. There's one ahead of the ball, trying to find someone out of position, get that hit onto them, take them out of the play, and take advantage of the men that you have extra. But now Oslo going for the solo play gets blocked off, and once again Domain going for that hit onto the goalie.
Well, here, the goalie. Not a question, it is J-Wolves taking his time. Slightly getting those older whales. We've seen Greasy being knocked out, maybe a similar fate for a flip side member. Hopefully not the case, as it is Oslo takes J-Wolves for a little walk around the park, but the leash off with its own. There, Redadam once more attacking, calm, collective air dribble. Slightly surprised to say it, we've been seeing attack after attack, but it's Rick's Ronde beating up the ball. 2 minutes in this OT. I've been asking for 20-30 minutes OT in the staff chat. I really want to see the two teams are battling out. They really want to survive. As always in the losers round 5, they have at least 3 more wins that they want to face a qualification match, and Rick's trying to outbeat.
Oh, is that in?
No, it's not.
Whew. That was close though, Danny. Maybe I'm getting a bit too excited here, but it's very enjoyable to watch. And I genuinely thought right there that J-Wolves had done the unthinkable, done a turbo maybe and get a shot into your own net, but he just got away with it. And I do feel like this should be going Nameless' way. They've had 12 shots so far against only 2 on the side of Flying Nunchunks, but they're holding on. Their defense is strong, and the only one thing that you need is one counter-attack, and it can be all over.
You might have your stats of 12 shots. The only thing that matters is the winning goal. That is all that both teams want, and it is Domain. Oh, that is the worst mistake, the worst miss of tonight, surely. They're going to get punished by J-Wolf. This is diabolical stuff here at the Spring Series qualifiers. Does any of these two teams actually want to win?
Danny, you were saying how Domain's was the worst, but J-Wolf showing that he can do the same, hitting the post right there. That is unthinkable for both players. They should be doing so much better, but they cannot find the back of the net. And now it just seems like this game where it's going to be decided by who makes the biggest mistake.
The biggest mistake is not scoring. Both teams already has done one. A bigger scandal would be an own goal as Al Dente requires into the save from the Nameless passing play that we saw at the midfield. 3 minutes not enough. How about 4 minutes, boys? Well, we want even more from you as Al Dente. One clearance straight down the middle line. It's Domain like a headless chicken at the moment. That's the impression. Going wilding and wielding and shaping up nothing as Domain back again trying to get some form of a collective touch, but this team Nameless will need a little bit more strike on the match.
They need so indeed, Danny, because right now it's not going their favor, but luckily on the other side, Flying Nunchunks also not getting everything the way they want. Rick's almost getting a great pass of a little redirect to Main, trying to drop it, but that's just way too hard of a pinch. Going all the way back to his own side. You need to attack to score, guys.
Well, you might need to attack, but you need to defend. A wide open net. That's why you're in the losers bracket in the first place. Despicable, disgraceful, and right now Nameless actually putting one on the board. 2-1, near enough 5 minutes in OT.
This reminds me of one of the first events ever that I got to cast with you, Danny, where the level of gameplay was subpar to what we would expect from the players on the pitch, and I think the exact same goes for these two teams right now. Nameless getting away through the skin of their teeth because they could have very easily lost this one. Jay was getting that opportunity, but on the other hand, Domain also should have scored that. Let's quickly forget about that one. Go into the next game because these two teams can perform, Danny, and we just want to see it.
They can before. We've seen it before. We've seen the RRs. These players have been there before. Second highest quality. They played in other majors, minors, qualifiers. That is Oslo. Passes over to Domain. Al Dente must have butter on the top of his car. That one slipped on in, and Nameless gets one back.
But good pass by Oslo. Good shot too by Domain. Almost saved by Al Dente, but just not enough. And a good start right here from Nameless, showing us why they went such a long way through the upper bracket until they went down 2 endpoints. And this does give me hope they can perform. They just need to keep it up now, Danny. This is not the way, because that is free for Reganham, and we're all tied up.
That's not the way. He's absolutely correct. The right way is putting the ball out of the net. And frankly, Rex Ronde on the wrong side, the green of play, but one apiece. Talking about tussles and Joessi, we are getting one already in game 2.
It's a close one already, up back and forth. Not particularly great plays, but it does do the job. And now that we're all tied up, I think both teams really need to step it up big time. Go for those physical plays, go for the passing plays. That's in, snuck in, Ricks. Bottom corner, finds it.
Slightly impressive, but the former teammate showing why they have the chemistry. The 4 minutes is a long time to hold a lead. Nameless, that is the objective now. We saw how well they can at least achieve that feat for a portion of the game. It's Domain from the side. Oslo not willing to get a touch onto it. Little passing play via the side wall. A nice little one strategy there if you're trying to build up a bit of portion of pressure. But this is threes. There is teammates to use as J-Walls downfield. Blocked it goes as Nameless slightly struggling on the defensive. They've been outfitting, outplayed for the time being. And here comes the attack here. No support, no attack until Domain over to Rex Ronde. There is a thing called EU defense, and right now NA is better.
Yeah, that wasn't too great. I like the pass from Domain though. Do not take it forward. Instead, drop it down towards your teammate. It wasn't pitch perfect, but Riggs got the job done with it. Just a cheeky little shot, bottom corner. Both two defenders flying somewhat. Why? I don't know why they were doing it, but they were just dropping past the goal, and it got the job done. 2 goals difference now, almost making it 3, but that's wide. And now Oslo has to scrap on defense. can do it! Yes,
Oh.
he got away!
We have entered the game of Rumble there. What a save. The crossbar could have played against them. Devilish rolls. But while it still continues, that deficit could have been slimmed down as Rick Stronde looks to pile on the pressure. He's piled on the pounds. He hit the ground hard there as Ocelot attacks once more. Ritterdam up and around, and it's Domain. And he pass into the middle. Selfishly goes alone. J-Wall straight across as Ocelot. Pass over to Rick Stronde. Straight at the keeper. Bumped onto the keeper. Demo the keeper. There is a free opticians for Ocelot. He has found a target. It's not the ball, but it's good enough.
But this is what we like to see from Nameless, Danny. That was all three players getting invested into that play and it being rewarded with a goal as well. Getting a great pass, a great shot that gets blocked, but the immediate follow-up with the demo. That's great thinking, great reaction, and great play by Nameless.
Down across, but it's been beaten. As Joessi said, they've been playing well, but they have to keep it going. Sloppiness should not be rewarded. And so far, an improvement to game one. They have to keep pedaling, and they've done so this time around as J-Wall's clearance. It has to find a teammate. Does not. J-Wall's back around. Ocelot on target. Rick Stronde tries to sneak that one through, and so far he's undelivered.
Yeah, but it was a close one. It was a nice strike attack once again from Nameless, and it just feels like a really running away with this series, Danny, not just this game, because it's the last time. I think this is the first time in about 2 or 3 minutes that we've seen the flying nunchucks on the ball and actually creating something, and it wasn't even that dangerous.
Well, it wasn't dangerous. Haven't seen the other side of the field. Well, there is a problem of its own. 3 goals effectively is the deficit, and they will need to reduce it very quickly as 1 minute 30 on the clock from this point onwards, and J-Balls can only tickle it at the defence. Al dente shot, saved. Simple, basic, Al dente once more. Cleared, saved. That's much better. That's a typical defence. And Ritterdam decides to pass the ball to Rick Stronde. Does he learn the lessons of old? The mistake of passing to a dangerous player? It's foolish. Stupidity on wheels. But here comes the hero as Rick Stronde tries to beat Ritterdam. Not the case. 60 seconds in game 2 remain.
60 seconds seems like an eternity in this game, but Domain, beautiful double top. 5-1, Danny.
Oh, it would bring you to tears. But Domain, it has been a dream start for him. And he's continued on with that war palm, destructing the flying nunchucks at this point here, and they keep on waving, but they've been broken at every barricade that has been put by them, as Rick Stronde once more trying to attack. A 5-1. Is that a comeback? It's a Brazil I'm hoping for now.
It does seem much closer to that indeed, Danny. I wholeheartedly agree, and even though I really like the fact that some of these alt names are still rocking the scene and doing, I mean, decently in these type of tournaments, it just seems like a change of the guard is happening right now as the young ones are qualifying for the spring series in the Clappers when teams like, or names like J-Wolves are struggling in losers round 5.
You know, hard to say struggling, but I agree with the sentiment. These were the teams, the players that you would expect to be on top. Oh, come on. Can we adjust a game point for that? An own goal? Disgraceful, but 5-2 nonetheless.
This is when you hit start and you go to that report button and report your opponents for unsportsmanlike conduct. They did not need that goal, but it's been gifted to them instead. But the difference right now between these two teams is just way too big, Danny. Not just in scoreline, in play style, in the way that they show up. I'm expecting the broomstick to come out here.
Broomstick? If it was the best of 7, it would be 4-0. If it was any longer, it'd be 5-0, 6-0, and 7-0. It's just simply one-sided how good the traffic has been. Well, it's speaking about one-sided traffic, we do have a temporary pause as the server decide to give a bit of mercy for the Flying Nunchucks. They want to give them a bit more time to recuperate, time to adapt and Joessi. What tactics should they be pulling out?
I mean, one thing I do know for sure is that just time isn't going to be enough, because their main issue right now is that they're not being careful with their possession at all. Every single ball that they get just bounces off of their car and is either a pass back to Nameless or just a boom into nothing. And there's no one moving upfield. And I do like Adente trying to go for really physical plays, moving himself upfield, trying to go for a demo, but he's not getting the demos. They're easily being dodged right now by Nameless, and thus he's just taking himself out of the play, and then it's back to defense. Nothing that they can do.
Nothing. Simply nothing. That's how the series has been, ladies and gentlemen. There is a big, fat, giant donut, Nakwa, 0. That's how many times they've won so far, the Flying Nunchucks. But again, it just comes down to one special man. I know who we're all talking about. I think some in chat's already been chanting, but the series is not over for Nameless. It is 2-0 for them. Game 3 is coming quite shortly, as Rix Ronde, I think, is being treated to a special back rub at the moment for how well he's been playing.
For sure, they're taking their time coming back into this. I think they're gloating in how well they played last game, because I think it deserves to be said after that horrifying overtime that we saw in game 1, where both teams should have finished it off. I mean, it couldn't have gone any differently, but it did. They didn't score somehow on either side, and they brought it back nicely. They went for more passing plays. They got their accuracy, their shooting accuracy somewhat on point, and that's why they deserve the win in the last match. But even them, Nameless, they need to step it up if they want to have a chance at winning the next one.
Winning the next one, but mine should be focused in this third game. Best of 5 still in the losers bracket. Of course, you can use the command here at Rocket Kingdom. More still to come. Feel free to follow and support, because Al Dente needs some support here, but Rick's able to remove the immediate pressure. There it comes to Fred. J-Walls, where's that to? Apparently Al Dente, but he wasn't in position. He's trying to outplay the entire team. Not all heroes wear capes as Rick's Ronde called into action once more.
But it's so slow on Flying Nunchucks, Danny. It's like watching my grandmother walk around in a mall. That's how slow it is. They're not getting any speed towards passes on each other. That one opportunity that J-Walls was absolutely beautiful. And it was just a floater, a stinker towards Al Dente. And this right here should be a goal for them, but once again it's just done nothing. What is that though? Almost getting a gifted one right there. It's Riggs almost scores an own goal.
Nearly, but a catapult-like performance there. Gets the ball, transition to the other side, and that's been the worst shot Rix Ronde has pulled in the series. Should be able to give it a little bit of credit, a little bit of slack, but we have high standards for him as Oslo passes over to the man in question. Here comes the victory set. Say, old dogs cannot be taught new tricks. Well, he has proved you wrong there, but still has not converted as Oslo passes over to Rix once more. Al Dente, bye-bye, 1-0.
Not in the spectacular fashion that he almost did 10 seconds ago, but instead a beautiful team play between the two Dutchmen on this squad. Oslo finding Rix, and Rix delaying that hit to get it behind the last defender. That's a great play, and like we said, we don't expect much to change since the previous game, and I think we're going to see an exact same showing here, Dan.
Could be. Really feels like it's 3 battered players in that orange set as the Flying Nunchucks. Well, at this point here, looks like flying garbage. They need to step it up. Al Dente, J-Walls, and Rebadan can be taken out in the losers bracket in round number 5. They would like to keep their name with a bit of dignity, respect. They need to put a goal, at least have a decency in showing that, as Domain tries to out-drill, pops it over to Oslo. He's went for a wonderful attempt of a shot. It's a shame.
What is that?
Oh, this is just diabolical.
You know, normally you're supposed to say what's happening as a color caster and kind of show how a certain goal happened, but I think that replay just tells the entire story of not only this game, but this entire series for the Flying Nunchucks. You call it flying garbage, at least you still, at least it's still flying, Dan.
Well, it might be still flying, but at least when the binmen come round, they deliver with the job on hand. So far, they've yet to do so, as Rix Ronde has a quick little sniping shot. They're able to defend that one as Redam straight across domain. Just drops back, has to catch, has to hold, by a bit of time. He's done that as J-Walls beaten Al Dente. He has an option to pass. He's went for J-Walls, but typical. It's Rix Ronde. He's not going to make a mistake like that. 2 minutes, 2 goals. Oh, what a mountain to come back from.
Definitely is a mountain, Danny, and one that I do not see them climb, not even with proper gear. It feels more like they're caught in an avalanche and they keep falling down further and further as this Nameless squad is just a level above them. Both Ocelon and Rix really stepping it up. Now Al Dente with the chance. Even that's not in. J-Wolves can't find the back of the net. If you can't score that, how are you ever going to score?
Well, that's a good question as Al Dente tries to play a 3-man wall. Not going to happen with Nameless. Well, they certainly have been fortune won here as Al Dente tries to beat another man. Also not the case. Reverend right through the middle. Rix Ronde straight across and J-Walls. Well, he's trying to defend that one. 60 seconds.
Oh my.
Oh, despicable. Pathetic.
This is one of the worst, most heartbreaking things I've seen in a long time, Danny. I think this team wants it so bad. They want to show that's the right decision not to retire from competitive just yet. But right now, they're showing the opposite. These lads are not performing like they should. They will get 1 goal back here, but it's open, so I can't say for sure. Okay, yeah, this time they do score the open net. Regenham gets it from all the way across the field.
Well, for the first time in this series, Nameless has actually made a mistake. They've let one in. Somebody might say it's a pity goal. Consolation goal. Don't see many say a comeback. Well, let's find out as the remaining 30 seconds and under. They start from their own half. It's Rix Ronde straight across. Al Dente drops it down. J-Walls backs away. Al Dente to go right through. Redham pops it up. Domain a little bit. And J-Walls. Oh, my prodigal son. Welcome back to the scene.
They've woken up, Danny. Finally, they are here. They're here to play. Nameless just getting a bit too complacent and getting punished for it in the best way possible by the Flying Nunchucks. Coming back with only a few seconds to go in regulation time. This one's looking like it's going to be an overtime. And hopefully for Flying Nunchuck, this one doesn't go like game 1 and actually goes into their favor.
That's a huge ask. That's unfortunately what you've been setting up in a silver platter for everybody who's just joined in. That's what they have to do. They've done it. They've done the unthinkable. They've actually won 1 game.
I'm flabbergasted. Suddenly they're playing so well. Jay was getting all the way around that to get a beautiful pass into the middle. Regenham right where he needs to be, ready to put that one in. And Flying Nunchucks bringing it back to a 2-1 series. Now, Danny, I would still say it's going in Nameless's favor, but after this game, I'm starting to have some doubts.
I'm doubt.
Fair enough. I will go with Flying Nunchucks so you can be supportive of a Nameless, and we'll see where this goes, Danny.
Well, see, you can have your opinion. Chat here at the Rocket. Let us know what you think. Does the Flying Nunchuck do the reverse sweep? Will it be interesting to see, but, well, game number 4. Does miracles truly happen? Well, his Reddit will be hoping that a prayer might be answered. So far it will be Al Dente to carry it back across. It was already sent back packing once. The second team, J-Wolves trinkles right through. Reddedam shot, it's a two-man wall. Al Dente over to Reddedam, 3 up. Rix Ronde and Domain stared deeply into the souls of each other's eyes, but it was Oslon who got the ball away.
He got away nicely there. It seemed like there was a slight opportunity. Now an opportunity on the other side. Nameless, also on back foot once again. Doesn't get a pass, doesn't get a shot. What is that? That should have been more.
What more? Even Oliver Twist didn't get more. But Ocelon, he has stolen, grabbed, and taken the lead right in front of Al Dente, staring fierce. Hunger, starvation, as the flying Nunchunks see a familiar sight.
The passes are just so much better right now on Nameless' side than they are on the flying Nunchunks, Danny, because Nameless, every single time they do these drop downs where they just drop the ball down towards their teammate who's waiting in the middle, the communication is on point, the pass is on point, and the shots are on point, granting them so many goals in this series. And on the other side, every single attack from the flying Nunchucks is just a shot on goal and then no follow-up, absolutely nothing. They need to do more, they need to be more creative if they want to walk away with this series.
Well, here comes a bit of creativity. Sadly, does not match the skill required for it as Al Dente keeps the ball popped up. Rix Ronde taps it down to Domain. Kraus landing there, but Oslon trying to work with it. The divot would have been made. J-Wolves on a demo path there, trying to bump Domain up. The net was wide open. They recuperate it right back in, as you can hear Joessi going, what? They've missed the ball. It could have been tucked in by a Doomsy dish. Not the time being, but Oslon tries to go, brings it across as J-Wolves. Well, he's taken out of the game for the time being.
I mean, you're saying he could have scored with a Doomsy dish. There were about 20 ways that ball could have found the back of the net, and it didn't. And that was all due to the flying Nunchucks. I just don't think they're critical enough in front of net right now. And that's just one of their many mistakes. Rix finds the post just out. And now a counter-attack for Al Dente might bring it back. Ocelon is back though. That shot knew too dangerous and defended quite well.
Well, Joessi said his ground was moving quicker right now. Flying Nunchucks are driving around in mobility scooters has been that slow at times, and here comes the progression path as the back pass goes to J-Wolves. Not quite Reddedam, bumped by, of course, Rix Ronde. He's had enough. He wants to take the flying side out of them. Backside broken. Is there any spine left as Domain tries to pass it? He's went to Al Dente, top left. Oh, it would have been a singer if it slipped on in. A diabolical error nonetheless. 2 minutes remaining, or Nameless could already have their name etched further into this tournament.
Oh, but this is a possibility, almost a demo for J-Wolves. That would have been open if he'd gotten it, but it was just too far away from him. He couldn't find Ocelon's car to create that space. That is a bit unfortunate on his side, and now on the other side, almost Nameless finding the goal that they so desperately need in order to secure this one, because right now there is a possibility for Al Dente to do this, but what a save by Ocelon!
That was impressive, but hold on, there's still a little bit of room to work a bit of magic. Rix Ronde stopped it originally, but the pressure on at least the third phase of play still coming on in. Ramadan shot bump, Al Dente forces him into it. Oh, what the scenes! Unreeled, unraveled, but it's J-Wolves. Time around 60 seconds. The clock is ticking downwards and facing elimination. In fact, this Ramadan keeps the hopes, the dreams alive, but it could be all in vain.
But why do you keep shooting at the back foot when there's 2, sometimes even 3 defenders there? Just pass it into the middle, find your teammates or find the goal. Al Dente finally making the equalizer 1-1. Can they bring this back, Danny?
No. I don't believe in them, Joessi. I'm not going to lie to Twitch chat. I don't believe in them. They've got 45 seconds to at least put 2 on the board for at least match point. That's their ass. And so far, Rix Ronde beaten off to the ball by J-Wolves. But once more, the counter-attack in play, facing of course against his flying Nunchuk side, but again, separated around, we could have another OT. It's gone one apiece in that category. But Rix wants to stop before that point. Read it out with the save, the clock against them effectively. They are the ones still chasing the series as this game might be tied. But which way is it going to break?
Ooh, that could have been an opportunity right there to finish it all off. Stop that third overtime for this series coming in, but it seems more and more likely like we will indeed see that unless Jails can find something amazing. He can find Reganam, but he only finds the ground. So we will find ourselves once again in an overtime situation.
Oh, don't you love it? The pressure, the stress, all the nerves resting on the players. Even more so for the team in orange, the playing Nunchucks. But there's Al Dente over the J-Wolves. Anywhere infield to a pass. He's went for the shot. That's greed. Desperation slips on in. Bumped unfortunately by the two former teammates of Method. And J-Wolves to put it in. Not this time around. Where's the support? Al Dente. Very heavy on the third man. Very, very heavy. But nonetheless, 30 seconds gone. Goalless in his OT.
Oh no, we're not goalless anymore. Dumaine does find it after a bump from, I believe it was Riggs upfield, creating some space, getting Al Dente out. And Dumaine seals Al Dente and Coast fate as Nameless does take it over flying Nunchucks. You were right in the end, Danny. You didn't believe, they didn't do it, and we see Nameless going on to face Solary.
Well, simple as that. Well, Joessi, who knew Super Rixie was that good? I wish Triple Trouble thought twice because he's still in the bracket and they aren't. That's how good the man is, and that's how important chemistry is, teamed up with Ocelon. And Domain slots in with the third. They march on, as you say. But Joessi, I fancy a wee song, do you?
I do too, and I'm very happy because being Dutch myself, I can finally get the proper pronunciation. And I loved Stax when he did it, but that was not proper Dutch. This is actually proper Dutch. Take note, Stax. Super Rexie, niet stoppen. Hey yo, voor Rex Rondé. En als we scoren, dan laat ons horen. Hey yo, voor Rex Rondé. On to Solary we go after the break.